Hi there. Today is Monday, June 13th, 2011, about 9 o'clock in the morning. In our first beehive here, we discovered some mites, Varroa mites. So I'm going to do a little powdered sugar treatment. And the reason you use powdered sugar falls on the bees, and the act of themselves cleaning themselves off, they clean off the mites, which sit on the bee's back. Got our smoker going. The bees calm down. Now the other hive, they're fine, they're active, and they're doing great. These guys are going to take a look at what's going on here. We'll take off the lid. And then the cover. Carefully pry it off with the hive tool. Now we already know this top box has about 20 pounds of honey in it. So we'll just take it off for now, because the problem is usually in the lower area where you have the larvae. So we'll pry this box off. That's pretty heavy. Let's see, at least 35 pounds or so. And this one we've had in place for about a month, and the frames are still kind of empty. No comb on them. So we're thinking the bees have slowed down, or they're keeping busy downstairs. So we'll take this off. Put it on top of the other one. Oops, careful. The bees glue these things down with propolis, sort of like a waxy glue that seals up their hive fur. All right, here they go. Now we'll put some smoke on them. We'll go down inside. Let's see if we've got enough stuff burning in here. Where did I put the fuel here? We use paper egg cartons to fuel the smoker. There we go. Okay. And now we'll sprinkle about a cup to a cup and a half of powdered sugar. Now, this is not confectioner sugar, which has cornstarch in it. This is sugar which we just put into a Cuisinarted to make it into a powder, which I did about half an hour ago. Pure sugar, nothing else. So just put it in the sifter and let it kind of filter down. And as I said, when the bees clean themselves off, they clean off the mites, and then the mites fall to the bottom and they can't get back up. And the bottom of the hive has a catch plate, which we inspect regularly. And this morning we inspected it and we saw some mites on it. Yeah, that's a good cup or so, maybe a little more here. I don't want to overdo it. We'll save some. That's a good solid cup of powdered sugar. Okay. Close the powdered sugar. And then gently brush all the powdered sugar down into the hive frames. And I hear the bees going here, they're making noise, they're doing stuff. So we have a nice amount of bees, but there's a lot of mites too, so I'm going to get all this taken care of here. Okay. I'm going to put the deep back on. Get some more smoke here, get them to calm down a bit. Usually I'm doing this with my son, Michael. He's at work right now, and this is pretty important, so he said I could go ahead and do it without him. Okay, this is full of honey, which we'll harvest next week. That is pretty heavy. Okay. And we put the cover on. This is a good thermal insulator, and it's got a vent on top, so air can flow through and dry out the nectar and thicken up the honey. So we'll put that on. And then the cover, which is just a cover, and this has got sheet metal on top. And it's painted with the regular exterior latex paint, primed and painted against the weather. And as you can see, this lid is a little bigger than the top here. So in back, it allows a little gap for air to flow out the back for ventilation. So that's basically it. Now we'll see how they do. I'll leave the camera here for a second. Now, as an initial check, I'm going to take out the bottom catch plate. I'm going to make sure you can see this on the camera. Maybe I'll lower the camera a bit. There we go. Okay. There's a little locking device on the little board here. And then we just grab the plate. I cleaned it up earlier today, and it's got a little dusting of sugar on it. I'll clean it up against our juniper bush right here. And now as the bees clean the sugar out themselves, as the sugar starts falling down, every few hours I've got to take this thing out and clean it off. Slide it in underneath, push it up a little bit. Fits inside. There we go. Just the regular wooden bottom. Tighten it up. That's pretty good. Have you guys watch the other hive for a little bit? Let me move the camera over here. And we have blackberries growing here. And just show our yard. All kinds of junipers, and I have fruit trees and a garden in the distance there. So let's put it down. I'll lower it a little bit. A little bit closer. There you can see how these guys are doing for a little while here, and I'll clean everything else up. Maybe I'll put the camera on a chair here so you can see a little closer. I'll just get this chair right here. Now I just put the camera down there. And let it just go for a while. There. Oops. There we go. Okay, these guys are busy. Now let's go look at the other hive for a little bit. I'll just put the chair over here. And we can just observe these guys. Can you see that? Right here? Okay. This particular hive we've had for a year, this last April. Oh, if you look closely, you can see a bee trying to clean itself. Yeah, looks like it's working. Anyway, let's leave them to their stuff. And these guys are doing good. Okay. Now I get the rest of the sugar out of here.